Like, how many cars need to get smashed up before people drive like you're in a fucking race car, not bumper cars?
This is going to be a good one. Welcome to Radical Underdogs, and you'll see that was the clip from the end of the race. Not very happy about this one. One of those races where I thought, this is really what I want to be doing in my spare time. Anyway, we are about to go racing. The lights are on and they are off. We are racing in the MX-5 Clubman Championship here at Cadwell Park. Not a great start. Got Crispin standing next to us, and that was Peter Williams alongside. He's made a good start. We're a bit further back than we normally are in this race. It's not been a very good weekend so far. Round the outside of Peter, he's given us just about enough room. I think we had maybe one wheel on the grass, but perfectly through and passing Peter, who actually passed us in a great move at the end of the last race. So around Charlie's and onto the park straight for the first time. So far, so good. That is one position up on the start. Quite a poor initial getaway, but quite a few places up ahead, swapping hands as we go down into park for the first time. Dust being kicked up as cars potentially going out. Kev just catching it. Kev Bird there in the white and orange car up ahead had his bumper ripped off in the last one, and yours truly supplied some fixings or some drill bits to help Kev get that reattached. Going down the gooseneck, it is a fantastic circuit for a single car. That's my opinion on Cadwell Park. I think you'll see, for the reasons that are going to come pretty apparent in a few laps' time, not a massive fan of this track for racing. In two minds about whether I'll do it again, to be honest. Here we are, going down into the mountain section. Great track for spectators, by the way. You can see the spectators up here on the left as we go past the cafe and through the mountain section. It is a great section of driving, left, right, as you go down into one of the slowest speeds in UK motorsport at the hairpin at the end of Hall Bends. And going up ahead, you can see cars fighting side by side as they go through Barn for the first time. You've got Matt Crozier there alongside Kev, but Matt's into the wall and he's going to be collected by Kev, and they've come together. Those cars, and there's car joining the circuit, being pushed from behind. I've got desperately pushing on the brakes, and I don't think behind me, I think Paul Simard making his way from the back was unsighted as to the car rejoining. I had my foot firmly on the brake and he had his foot firmly on the throttle, I think, there, and was basically pushing me into an accident, which was only a little tap in the end for the car rejoining. But unsurprisingly, that is going to be a sort of immediate. Well, actually, the race is still going. Actually, and there you go. Paul Simard's making his way through down at the end of the park straight. He was pushing me towards that car, which was just joining really slowly back onto the circuit. That was pretty frightening, but the brakes almost overwhelmed the power from the MX-5. It's not a very powerful car, but I just think he couldn't see him rejoining, and I managed to slow down just a little love tap as he rejoined. I couldn't actually see who that was in all the excitement. But we are, and now there's the safety car. So I think they probably left us racing until the very last moment. This safety car will almost certainly turn into a red flag, and it does. The race is red flagged for the first time. Unfortunately, Matt's car is pretty much written off here. Matt himself's alright. Kev's car doesn't look great either, to be honest. You can see cars up ahead, empty from the grid. This is take two. Lights are on, and they are off, and we are going. That is Johnny Greensmith in that number one car, and he's starting. They made a great start. There's going to be three cars side by side. Are they going to fit? I don't think they are. No, he's hit Christian down, and the cars are all coming together. What's going to happen behind us? Nothing. We're not collected. Yet more cars written off in the barrier. There's a third car pulling off. That's three cars in that. So that's five cars out of this race. Just checking, I did make contact. Felt worse than I think it was. Made contact with Johnny Greensmith as he was collecting the other cars there. We'll do a quick replay of that one because we had a bit of a grandstand view for that accident. So let's go back to the replay and I'll just talk through it in a bit slower time. Right, let's have a look at this again. Lights go out. Johnny makes a great start. Already passed. That's number 42 Ben Hoy. And as we slow it down, you can see 3 wide, just doesn't go. There's a little pitch right, and he pitches into Christian Dan, and the rest is history. Oh, a little bit of a tap there, a bit more than a little bit of a tap there. No major damage to the car, but I don't know this at the time. And let's get on with this race. But at this point, as I say, just testing out the car, make sure it still works. After that, it was a bit of a hit. Obviously, it feels more in the car than it maybe looks from the outside. We're definitely, obviously, at the back of the grid now. Although there are a lot fewer cars left in this race now. And obviously, that's another red flag. There are lots of cars to clean up and people to extract. Not very happy with that. No fault of my own in that one, but just didn't want to have the car damaged. So a little bit annoyed there, but could be worse. There's the ambulance going to pick up. I think everyone involved is fine in the sense that they got home on their own steam. Here we go again. Take 3. A lot fewer cars in front of us now. So all we need to do is drive sensibly, everybody. And we can probably all get some pretty good positions here. Anyway, lights are on, lights are off, and there is a big gap for both Peter Williams and I to drive into. We both do quite well. Ben Hoy, not a great start again, so losing a lot of ground, and we're down on the outside, fortunately only 2 abreast rather than 3 abreast. He's given us a nice bit of room, I'm giving him room on the inside, he's repaid the favour on the exit, so we've made that position up as we go through the top section of the Cadwell Park for the 3rd time now, I suppose, under green flag conditions. Back down the park straight, and the field up ahead is looking quite tightly bunched as we've just started. But behind us you can see the white car of Ben Hoy. We're actually in quite a nice little pocket here. Peter Williams actually got back ahead of us this time, so on this restart he's ahead of us. Cars off on the off the circuit, rejoining, and then we've got side by side through Chris Curve. That is Paul Simard. He's just going to try and go side by side through the gooseneck as well, and that's just obviously going to end up off on the grass. And then we've got Adam Lawrence behind us from miles back, just chucking it down the inside, which, in fairness to him, he does actually get it stopped. And actually, but he just misses a gear on the exit, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Can people just calm down? I accuse Adam of doing that move around the gooseneck later. We're going to get knocked in the braking zones. We're going to get knocked off the track here. That was Adam again, and so he's done the right thing and not passed us as a result of that. But Ben Hoy got past. So in the space of a couple of corners, I had someone passing me down the inside of Chris Curve ahead of me, trying to make that move on the exit, and he's chucking it down the inside of the hairpin. I mean, that move does work, but look how much time you lose when you do it. So pretty pissed off at this moment in time, which kind of explains sort of the outburst at the end. I was shoved off the track by being knocked in the braking zone. I'm saying to Ben, just get on with it. Don't go defensive, mate. Go. I want to get away from the people behind us, having just been shoved off the track down at the mountain. Just get on with it. Like, if we do some bump drafting together, we can probably work together and get a good position out of this race. Because remember, a lot of the cars and the cars that are out were ones that qualified ahead of us, so this is all gained positions for us. So don't go defensive down the straight, just get on with it. Go. He's going defensive, and I'm like, Jesus. So we've gone defensive, and we're going to get caught from behind, and you can see I look in the mirror at this point, and I'm not happy about that, because the cars behind, we could have got away then, because Adam was chucking it down the inside of the hairpin again, and yeah, we would have made it. This is almost what I mean. I think so. I kind of accused Adam later on. You'll see the clip that I started the video with. I think actually he's being overtaken again by Paul Simard, who is really, I don't know, maybe he's got a bit of red mist as well, but that was there was never going to be a way through on the outside of the gooseneck. Even if you're a significantly faster car. He held it together on the grass, but that could have easily ended up with spinning off the circuit. And there you go, another massive smack into the back. So that's more potential damage to the car, but fortunately bumper to bumper normally the MX-5s are pretty strong. And now I've got Adam behind me, I know I'm going into this last corner, so just watching out for those moves from miles back, being outbraked into the corners. In fairness to him, actually, I was a bit annoyed about that move down into the Mansfield, but actually he actually did get it stopped. It's actually a great move. He actually did get it stopped on the apex and left room on the exit. So if I had turned in, there probably would have been room for me, but I didn't know that at the time, so I just didn't turn in. And it felt to me like a move that was sort of move out the way or we crash kind of move. I don't know, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but here again, down the park straight, Paul Simard making a much better exit, and he's making his way through. And when I speak to Adam later on and sort of say, he was like, well, you shoved me off the track as well. And this is, I think, what he's talking about. I think that's what Adam was talking about. If you are watching this, Adam, I think that's what you're talking about. I didn't see him making that move. To be honest, a move around the outside of park is pretty ambitious. I just don't think that's going to happen. Well, to be honest, I didn't see it. So I obviously closed that down. I think he was significantly alongside. He's going to chuck it down the inside of Mansfield again. This time, I'm just going to stick it around the outside and put up with this. So I'm sticking around the outside. But look how much time we've lost. We needed to work together. This is what I'm going to say to the cars behind me. It's like, come on. If we work together, the three of us, the cars ahead, we were faster than Ben down the straight. I think there must have been an issue. So we were definitely faster than Ben earlier. And look how far up the road they are because of a couple of corners where we're all going defensive, swapping places and fight. I get that that's racing, but at the same time, it's a pain in the arse if you want to actually get a good position in the whole race. And I've gone wide, out sight, and there you go, Adam's down the inside of Barn and through, and he was actually faster at this point of the race, so he's going to find his way through eventually, but the amount of time we've now lost is insane. So we're never going to catch that back up, and we are doomed to fight for these positions for the rest of this race, unfortunately, unless something up ahead happens, which is, given it's Cadwell Park, entirely possible. So what do you think? I did actually cut off Adam as we were going down into park on the last lap. He wasn't, I don't know the meaning of the rules, I don't think he was significantly alongside. I don't think that front wheel was quite at my back wheel, so I think I probably still had the right to that racing line. Nothing happened as a result, so I guess no harm, no foul, but then that's what Adam would say about some of the other moves. So yeah, mind you, I was actually knocked off the track at Mountain. I was a bit annoyed about that, actually, because bump drafting is something you do, but not in the braking zones. And I did obviously hit Adam on the exit of this corner and a couple of laps ago, but I think he just missed a gear or something, because he was just super slow out of the corner, and I just didn't anticipate him being quite so slow. So I think for the rest of this race, pretty annoyed with everything that's going on. I think the amount of contacts this car has had in the last 10 minutes, probably more contact than we've had all year. If you've been watching this channel, what do you think? Maybe. We had contact before even any of this stuff started. We managed to avoid, obviously, Matt's quite horrible accident, actually, where he bounced off the barriers and back into the path of Kev. So that car's written off. And then we collected the accident on the second restart into the back of Johnny Greensmith. I'm still not entirely sure what the damage. I haven't been outside of my car to check yet. I asked the marshals when I started the race to say, well, is there any fluid dropping from the car? And they looked underneath the car and saw it wasn't. So I was a bit worried about the radiator dropping fluid and then overheating and then destroying that engine I spent all winter building. So there's no fluid dropping. So I know that much, and the car seems to be performing fine. So I don't think there's suspension damage. Turns out, actually, these cars are pretty robust, and so not a huge amount of damage actually as a result of all this. But we're going, you can see Adam actually is a bit faster, we're going a bit, he's getting away a bit. Crispin Stanley is faster at one point of the track and slower at others, so he's much faster into the braking zone down into park for some reason. I don't know what, this track, as I say, I enjoy it as a single car track, but I think there's a bit more commitment necessary. You can see I'm not using all the circuit at Gooseneck, for example. Not getting it in enough there at Mansfield. Again, I could probably carry more speed through there, and you carry any couple of miles an hour, especially with a slow car, which is a slow car by race car standards. A slow car like the MX-5, you carry that speed all the way down the next straight, and momentum is absolutely critical. Jumping in here, brake in, and you should really be, I guess, the whole point of those yellow bollards is to wreck cars that are going quickly. As far as I can tell, that's the only purpose of them. So you've got to hit those yellow car breakers, which I consistently miss through the mounting. So again, it's just a bit slow, isn't it? If you basically every corner there's time to find, and the thing is about Cadwell is you push it over the limit, you're in the barrier. So it is a great circuit for a track day circuit. It doesn't matter. Like it's tenths here, tenths on each corner. So we're a couple of seconds maybe behind the front cars here. So we're on a 149-ish, 148.9. So we're in 148s, and the front of this race is in 145, 146s. So there's 2 seconds a lap to find, which on a track day, you know what, doesn't matter. Like you're still going to have a great time. Chris, it's the final lap, and Chris is just, from miles back, just absolutely sailed on through, both front wheels locked. I just didn't turn in. And Chris is actually doing the right thing here, and letting me back through, because I think he said he apologised straight away afterwards. I mean, I was not happy at the end of this race, so I immediately laid into him a little bit, but he did immediately apologise. He said he just almost surprised himself as to how much speed he was carrying into that corner, locked both front wheels, and sailed on through the understeer. I gave him enough. I could have turned in, we could have had an accident, and it would have been his fault, but it's just not worth it. And actually, he did the right thing and let me back through. So again, there's no need to go to the stewards or something like that. So we are finishing this race, believe it or not. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure I want to race here again. It's a great track to drive, not a great track to race on. Let me know what you think. Am I being too much of a pansy with some of these things? Being punted off in the braking zone wasn't very nice, but the rest of it probably being a bit of a pansy. But you can see I didn't enjoy the race though, and you really should enjoy these things. This is a lot of my spare money, like most of it, and a lot of my spare time, and like most of it. So you really should enjoy it. Didn't enjoy this one. Anyway, I'm going to cut to probably what you joined the video to see, me having a go at people at the end of the race. Some people were happy though. You can see the smashed up cars on the exit there. If I'd won, I think I'd probably be happy and be saying, oh yeah, I love Cadwell, I'll be coming back here again.
Not everywhere's an overtaking spot.
When?
Like, how many cars need to get smashed up before people drive like a fucking like in a fucking race car, not in fucking bumper cars?
When are you going to do that?
Side by side before we go to the gooseneck, you're not going to get past. We're just going to end up on the fucking grass.
That wasn't him actually, he's right.
That wasn't me. I don't know what passed in the gooseneck. You can watch the footage back.
Mate, I will do, but
Yeah, I did.
honestly, I wouldn't go past the gooseneck. There's no space.
well, exactly.
Still a bit annoyed though.
Why are we all just smashed up? Everyone's fucking like.
Anyway, I was still annoyed about other stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you again in the next one.